Okay, we're recording.
Okay.
Eric?
Hey, Scott. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. Good.
Deanna is on, Alina is on, just me. Waiting on a client broker.
Okay. All right.
There's one appointment on Wednesday, tomorrow, and for the English enroller, Gringo.
Okay.
And that's it so far. It's mainly a self-service case, but there's call center backup, and then we're going to do new hires. Deanna, are we doing new hires self-service and call center also?
Good question. Yes. So we'll offer it to both. Did you get a call from Capital today, Eric?
Yeah, sure did. So she couldn't, the lady couldn't get in for whatever reason. I tried to change her PIN. That still didn't work. So after that, I talked her into letting me do it.
Well, no, they're not supposed to enroll. The system's not ready.
Oh,
they're not.
Okay.
Yeah, the system's not ready. The rates aren't right. I mean, that's it. They're not. It doesn't open until tomorrow, and that's been my.
Okay. Well, sorry about
okay.
that.
It's fine. No. It's your fault. It's okay. It's the group. I'm over them.
Well, obviously, don't start tomorrow, Deanna, until it is right and they've signed off on it.
Right. Exactly. So that's why I was just on the phone. Eric is making some changes, and I just sent them the changes, that the responses to their feedback, and that they won't. So just if you get any more calls, Eric, just don't. You just say the open enrollment, it hasn't started yet. So to talk to their HR department.
Okay. All right.
Until I let you know. I mean, because I'm just with this group. I can't do it without an approval, because they've just been so back and forth and.
Clients joining. Did someone join? Yeah. Hi, did someone join?
Hey, this is Yana from Assurance.
Hey, Yana, it's Scott. How are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
Good. I see some others are joining us here. Did someone join?
This is Christine and Olivia.
Good afternoon. This is Scott.
Hi, Scott. How are you?
I'm doing well. We have Deanna from Benaware. We have Yana on the line and a couple of our enrollers.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Hello, this is Shar from Assurance.
Good afternoon, Shar.
Hi, Shar. Hi. Hey, I have a question. Do you guys have the final benefit summary to be able to share with everybody?
Is that like a guide document?
Yeah, it's a thing that Assurance puts together.
Oh, okay.
Let me look. I think so.
Yeah, I know it was in the link in the forms library. It's in there.
Yes, it's here.
Can everybody
okay, and it's the final one from last week.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Just making sure.
Deanna, open that document because we're going to use that. Might as well start with that.
All right.
Yeah, it's a tool with a high-level overview.
Okay. All right, so looks like we have everyone. So everyone, my name is Scott Reynolds. I'm a vice president here at Benaware, and I usually conduct our enroller trainings, or at least lead them. Your input is definitely welcome here because, no one knows your benefits better than you do. And when I say you, I mean both the group and Assurance here. We have a couple of our enrollment team on the line here as well for the call center. Obviously, for the most part, this is a self-service enrollment, but for those employees, and we do have one appointment already for tomorrow. For those employees that want some assistance walking through the system, then we can do that, and also give them an overview of the benefits in the process too. With that, let's just go ahead and get started. I'm actually recording this for posterity for our enrollment team as well. So the way that I like to do these is let's take a look at the benefit information first, and then let's go into the system and walk through navigation of the system, and just to get a grasp on the look and feel and everything. So Deanna, what document is this here?
It's the benefit guide. It looks like this is the enrollment announcement that we put together. It's the first page or the second page in the guide.
I gotcha. Okay.
Can everybody see our screen?
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
So what we did here, we'll definitely use this benefits guide now, but what we've also done is we created a website for our enrollment team, because we like to have everything consolidated as well, and actually has the plan documents as well. So if there's anything outside of the document assurance put together that we need to reference, we can go back to those plan documents and get those details. Let's see, Jose is joining us.
Everything should be loaded in my, I believe, including like the SBCs and the highlight sheets and things of that nature by plan.
Correct. They're definitely in the forms library, so they're in the actual enrollment platform. So everything's here, but also Scott has put this together as well, which was in the link, guys, for...
in the invite. It was in the invite.
In the invite.
Yeah. They're in the forms library, but when you're enrolling someone, it's nice to have them outside the system as well and in one place consolidated, just for quick reference. That's all. But we can use the guide here. So I did a little homework earlier, and I see that there are 6 medical plans to choose from. It looks to be that all employees are eligible for any of those plans. There doesn't seem to be any class differences. Is that correct?
That is correct. The only possible difference could be if somebody is out of state and not in an HMO service area.
Okay.
And Scott, we have that set up by the resident state.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Okay, I was going to ask that. Good. All right, so in the benefits guide, and I didn't know that this was in here, so I haven't had a chance to review this, but obviously there's PPO and HMO options on the medical plans. There's also some high deductible option as well. And it gives you there the HSA contribution maximums for employee or family, and then a catch-up contribution if you're 55 or older. Good information. Telemedicine, virtual visits, myuhc.com for those minor things that can be treated over the phone.
How'd you not?
Is that just a phone telemedicine type of thing, or is it says virtual visits? Is it also a video kind of a?
Yeah, so the way that it works is you can connect through a state-based provider through your phone via the app if you do that, or through your laptop with a camera. So you can, like, let's say, take a picture of a swollen finger and attach it up through the app, and then they basically call you back and have a visit, or I believe, again, there could be face-to-face. So the key important thing with this is that the providers that are being discussed and seen are in the specific state that the employee resides, and they're all board certified. So it's not like if I'm in Illinois, I'm calling and talking to somebody in California or, Mexico or India or anywhere else. It all has to be within the state that the person is residing in. If they're traveling, again, they would be connected to somebody that's in the state where they're at that time.
Okay, great.
More information on the actual visit and how it works can be found when they log into the My UHC portal. So hopefully everybody has done this, but I'm guessing that many have not. So when I am a member and I'm enrolled, I can go to the My UHC portal, create a user ID, and log in, and then I'm able to see, my claims and my benefits. I'm able to look for doctors that are specific to my network and, all of that kind of stuff. And then from there, information on which provider they're using should be, which telemedicine provider that is, should be listed within that portal. So United Healthcare uses a couple different ones, and it's all there. So make sure that we're directing people to their portal and making sure that they create a user ID and log in.
Gotcha. And is there a copay for the telemedicine?
It depends on the plan, and it's listed. If you scroll down, you can see there's 6 plan choices, as you mentioned. We've divided them in 3 different buckets. So we got 3 PPOs that are first, and then the other plans are 3 HMOs. So if you scroll down on the screen, you can see it's specifically listed under this middle section, physician benefits or physician services. So
I see.
Depending on the plan.
Okay.
And for the most part, it is free. That's one of the enhancements that we were able to make for January 1st, but the exception being that high deductible health plan. It is not free there.
Right. Okay. So this page is self-explanatory. I took notes on all of this myself as well, but so we have 3 PPO plans. One of them is a high deductible health plan, which is then eligible for an HSA if they choose that plan. Well, we can get to that in a second. So you have PPO plans that have in and out of network benefits. You can see the deductibles for employee and family across the board. The deductible, the one question that seems to always come up is embedded or non. So does the deductible apply to the individual or?
Everything is embedded. It doesn't show that on there, but they are definitely embedded. Yep.
All right.
All plans should be embedded, including the high deductible as well.
Okay. Good to know. So we have employee, individual deductible, $1,500, $2,000, or $5,000, depending on the PPO that they choose. And then the coinsurance across the board is 80%. Out-of-pocket maximums you can see displayed there. And then inpatient is a coinsurance percentage, deductible first, and then your coinsurance, that is. Outpatient, physician services, so well adult, well child, that's preventive, under ACA 100%. Virtual visits described there. Physicians, either a copay on the first 2 PPOs, or of course, on your high deductible plans, you got to meet that deductible first. And then you have coinsurance. So either 20 or 30 or 40/60 for primary or specialist. X-rays, you can see you have to meet your deductible first, and then 80% coinsurance. ER is a copay, then 80% or your high deductible plan. Urgent care, and then prescriptions. So again, depending on the plan that you choose, so $10 is generic, $40 is, I'm looking at the first PPO plan, is preferred brand names, formulary brand names. 75 is non-formulary, and 125 would be specialty.
I'm going to try to see if we can get the the drug list. I don't think we had sent that over. Let me see if I can get that, and we can attach it so that we have that. The other thing, a couple of things I just want to mention. So down here at the bottom, there's an asterisk about the specialist. So it's not every plan, as you can see, but basically what this is that when you go to the My UHC portal and you look for a provider, when you pull up a provider, they could have a specialist designation, and I believe it's like 2 little hearts. And if you happen to see a specialist with that like designation, you basically only pay the 20 or the 30 copay. So it's like bonus if you happen to see somebody. The designation just is somebody that United Healthcare obviously works with, has done business with, contracted with, and they meet certain standards and guidelines above and beyond what like other specialists are. It's not to say that this specialist is, XYZ better than the other one. They're all contracted providers. It's just that for whatever reason they meet these additional parameters with United Healthcare. And quite honestly, I have a feeling it probably has to do with, billing and contracted rates and all that stuff behind the scene, and maybe the providers that they prefer to do business with, quite honestly. So it's just a bonus if it happens, if somebody's asking about what that means.
Yeah, I noticed that it's described well in the plan document as well. I noticed it in there. And so basically, if they use one of those designated specialists, they're getting a discount on their copay versus one that's not a designated specialist, but still in network.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Deanna, you can roll down to the...
So we just repeat the telemedicine again. Nothing major, but again, you can see telemed for this next group of the HMOs is also covered at 100%.
Okay. All right, and then the HMOs. And the HMOs in the system do require a PCP, name and number, and you'll see that when we go in. So 3 options here, 500, 2,000 for the deductibles. And then co-insurance, out-of-pocket maxes. You can see hospitalization and then outpatient. Pretty similar here. Copay. Can
I make a few comments? So sure. One of the biggest things with this page is that Navigate versus Charter. So we list the network up top. Navigate is an HMO network with United Healthcare that includes several different hospital networks or hospital systems. The Charter is specific to Illinois Advocate only. So Advocate is a provider that has like
doors for $80.
Is somebody speaking? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to block that out because it'll start looking together.
That's my team. Please mute your phones.
The side panels of like the island, not the island, but the things that come out on.
Can you guys mute your line?
That are custom pieces. What color is their kitchen?
I don't know who.
It's beige, like yellowish beige.
Deanna, you can mute everybody.
My God.
Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, I'm just going to wait until it's dinner. Is that? I'm not sure where the speaking is coming from. Is that on Bona's end by chance, or is it on?
Not Bona's. We actually have our phone muted.
Okay, just making sure. I don't know who's talking about a kitchen. So.
All right, thanks, Jose.
Okay.
Yeah, I see that you're muted. I'm just going to mute everybody but Shar here.
Okay, sorry.
Donna, excuse me.
And I'm muting myself in between comments as well, just so you know.
Okay.
Okay, so what I was saying was Navigate and Charter are a big difference in network. So Navigate has several different hospital systems in the HMO network. Charter is just one, which is called Advocate. So the other question I have, and I don't know if we can flip back to the reference document page, but I have a hospital. It's not in the guide. It's on it would be on the resource library. If you guys have that posted, yeah, hold on. Find a doctor. No, that's how to find. Wait, HMO. Okay, so what I'm also going to send you is a list of the networks. It's a hospital listing, so it has Choice Plus and Core, which are the 2 PPOs, and then Navigate and Charter, which are the 2 HMOs, and then it lists each hospital in the Chicagoland area, and it'll give you a quick option to say, okay, this hospital network's in there, which means that, you have to check the provider, of course, but it's a good likelihood that it will be in there. So let me send you that information as well.
Okay.
Okay, so then what else was I going to say here? I'm going to also look, guys, at sending, we've got the SBCs loaded. I personally don't like SBCs. I think they're extremely confusing. So I'm going to ask if they have the highlight sheets as well. The highlight sheets are like 18 pages, and it lists each benefit very specifically. So worst case, we could add those to the library as well, just as another reference for clarity.
Okay. All right, and then copays for prescriptions, very similar to the other setup.
Yep, the prescription should be the same. The other thing, too, with these HMOs is that they absolutely need to have a primary care physician and a referral made. So there is absolutely a gatekeeper. And so anybody that's currently enrolled in the HMO right now would have already picked a primary care physician, okay? So there's a primary care physician that's embedded in the system for you to enter, but if somebody wants to, there's two different things that might happen. If somebody's enrolled and they're just continuing with the HMO, we don't need to take a primary care physician election because they're already enrolled. We really only need the PCP for those that are new to the plan on 1/1/19. If somebody is enrolled right now and they say, oh, but I want to change my doctor, they need to call United Healthcare directly to make that change, either for 12/1 or 1/1.
Oh.
So the primary care physician election should be for new enrollees only.
So, Deanna, did we get current coverage loaded to know who has the HMO today to be able to manage that rule?
I think so. I think we did have.
Yeah, I thought we.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm not even sure. Is that, Deanna, this is for you. So is that possible to suppress the PCP requirement if
Yes.
they're a current HMO participant? Or isn't it just that it's either on or off if you're selecting the HMO?
No, you can you can make it only required if new.
Gotcha. Okay, good.
All right,
And while we're on this subject, I noticed that in the system there is the link to the UHC website, but then there is, of course, a whole bunch of buttons you have to get to your specific network and plan. But I also noticed that in the forms library, there's a document there. If you can click over there about finding a PCP. Yeah. That one.
So I believe we put this on the enrollment screen.
Okay, I might have missed it.
So when you say you elect one that needs a PCP, you click enroll and it takes you to the PCP election screen. We added this as a link on that page. Now, granted, if if you're enrolling someone, obviously it's there. I mean, it's obviously in the forms library, but it's also on that enrollment screen as well.
I see. Okay. Can you open the doc? There it is. Yeah. Okay, that's what I was looking for. How to navigate specifically to your plan or this plan.
Correct. So the key being here is that in the United Healthcare drop down for the networks, there's 30 of them, and some of them have very similar names.
Yes.
So it's imperative that you're making sure that you're picking, for example, this Charter HMO, Charter Balance, Charter Plus. Yeah. Because I can tell you that above this option, there's two other ones that say Charter that look very similar, but they're not. So that piece of this is crucial, that they follow the exact screen print of what is listed here for each of the four networks.
Okay.
And we tried to get the link.
Asking for you.
Say that again?
That's exactly what I was asking for. How to navigate specifically to the plan and network that we're going to be using here.
And quite honestly, this document, if I don't know if you guys do this, but if somebody wanted it, I mean, they can cut it from HR or they can email it from an enroller. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody should have access to it, but if they're not online and whatever, they can be emailed to them if they want to specifically check something. Scroll down in the document because I want to make sure that, okay, keep going. So that's the doctor. Okay. Keep going. That's the PCP. Okay, so go back up to the first page. Does it show both the charter, so charter HMO and navigate HMO? Okay, perfect. Those are the two different HMO options. Perfect.
Yeah, so
now this isn't showing the PPO. I'm sorry, this isn't showing the PPO plans. Obviously, the PPOs don't need a primary care physician, right. But if somebody still wanted to search to see if their doctors were in there,
yeah,
we should probably insert the screen print of those other two network options. Christine, did you guys make this? I don't remember.
Oh, hold on, I'm muted. Hold on.
Yeah, she's muted her.
Go ahead, Christine.
Sorry. You muted me. No, that's okay. This one was either, I'm not sure if it was Paige or Yana.
Oh, okay. All right. What I'm thinking of is, do you guys agree maybe under 4, maybe let's add the choice in the core and maybe put in parentheses, no PCP needed, but this is the network to search if somebody wants this, doctors for this network. I don't know how you feel about that.
Like selection not required for PPO or something.
Right, like yeah.
Yeah.
Because again, so core is easy because it just says core, but the choice plus has this long name, very similar, and it can get confused because there's 3 or 4 different choice pluses.
I think it's worth adding. I guess my only hesitation would be if people, that don't read things through, may get thrown by just saying PPO and assume that they need to pick one, even though it's going to say they don't.
What about, okay.
Or unless, next to, like, where it says click on the network listing that matches blah, 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 maybe right there, it can specify that it's required for HMO, not required for PPO. I don't know.
Okay. So Ayana was going to help edit this. Let me talk with Yana. We'll get those other 2 networks fixed and added, and then we can just reload this document. It's only going to be helpful. So
okay,
we'll do that today. Okay. Sorry, guys.
Okay, so no problem. So hold on, Deanna, for 1 second. So when we looked at the 6 plans, you had 3 PPOs on page 1, and then the second page of medical plans were 3 of the HMOs. There was a Navigate. The first one was a Navigate network. The second was Charter. The third one was Navigate. So just so we're 100% clear here, if I'm choosing plan or option 1 or 3, the one on the left or right of that page, then I'm selecting this Navigate HMO network, the bottom one. Correct?
Okay, so I guess
the question. I'm sorry.
Can somebody go to like myuhc.com? Can you just pull up a live website? That might be helpful. Okay, so let me help navigate for those that can see. Okay, so in the right-hand corner, find medical and mental health providers. Click there, perfect. Then go ahead and click medical directory. And then all UHC plans, yep, perfect. Okay, so here's our huge list. So right now, you can see there's 3 charters. So it's obviously the second one. Then if you continue to go down, you see Choice, you see Choice HMO, you see Choice Plus with Harvard, with Pilgrim, like all this stuff. It gets really confusing. So that's where it just needs, I think it should just be the Choice Plus, for the PPO. So that's different. So then scroll down again, because again, for Navigate, it's going to be, it's all alphabetical, obviously. So so this one up top, we just, passed it by, where it says Core, right here, Core. That's Core. That's super easy. But, and then if you continue to scroll down to Navigate, this is where we got to get the right Navigate, which is this long one. Navigate HMO, Navigate Balance, HMO, Navigate Plus HMO. So this is where it can go terribly wrong, which is why we wanted to put the screen prints of those options specifically in there, because if somebody chooses the wrong network, we're in trouble.
I'm glad we're spending a minute on it then. So go back to the guide,
yes.
Deanna, real quick. Yeah, so the 3 HMO plans, so the Navigate, under network there, Navigate, Charter, Navigate. That's what I was referring to. Really rhetorical question on my part, just for the enroller's benefits. So it's very clear. It's either Navigate or Charter, but you're going to need that other document to know exactly which one to go to. All right, great. Moving on. And then a whole list of value-added benefits, behavioral health, discounts, etc. Dental insurance through Guardian, DHMO or a PPO. HMO, obviously.
So again, the
Yeah.
the DHMO needs a primary care dentist, and same protocol.
And was there a network name for that one when you go to their site? I see that the Guardian.
They really only.
When you choose the HMO, the Guardian link is there. But where do you go from there?
It's pretty easy. I think they just have the one network on there. We were just looking at it earlier.
Yeah, it should be Guardian Anytime is the website.
Yeah. Providers. Mm-hmm.
And I think, Deanna, we have this link on the Buona site, right?
We do. It's going to,
okay.
I believe it's going to take us to the Guardian Anytime, so they'll have to click all those clicks that I made.
Right, that's what I mean. You have to navigate to it, but it's not a network like the other one where you have to choose out of 50 networks. All they have to make sure they choose, obviously, here is the DHMO option there. Okay. Scroll back up a little bit there, Deanna. Back to the dental. So let me just take a look at this. I looked at the plan document, but that plan document specifically is not very clear. Okay, so network, name, no deductible on the HMO, $5 office visit copay, preventive services 100%, and then the schedule, fee schedule. PPO, $25 deductible, no copay, 100%, 90%, 60% for major services, $1,500 max, 50% coinsurance for orthodontia, $1,200 annual lifetime max in orthodontia. Orthodontia is for children only, or adults and children?
On the HMO, it's typically adults and children, but on the PPO, it's typically only children. And that would probably be on the highlight sheets, and I don't know if you could pull that up from the portal. Let's see, Guardian Dental Summary.
Yo, children.
So scrolling down, I don't really like their highlight sheets, but it is what it is. So here, 1,500, keep going. It goes by order, so it's going to be at the end, I think.
I saw something here. Here's this, but
That's a line
Okay.
max.
tell you.
Here, what does it say now?
Yeah.
I can clarify. How about that? How about we do ortho for depth and, I know it's not adult on the PPO because it wouldn't have been priced in there. I guarantee you it's just more on the HMO if it's in there.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So there's a fee schedule for the HMO. Do we have that fee schedule, or was it listed in that document? Actually, it may have been.
I'm not sure. I've added it to my list. I doubt it's in there.
Okay. Scroll down more, Deanna. Keep going. No, it's not there. Okay.
Okay, I'll find it. I'll get it.
Thanks. Okay, I think we got it. Moving on to vision. Okay, in-network and out-of-network, $10 copay. In-network, $25 copay for lenses, $130 allowance for frames, $125 allowance for contacts in lieu of frames, and then you see the frequency, eye exam once a year, frames every 2 years. Okay. Basic life. Basic life in AD&D, $25,000 for employee, $10,000 for spouse, $1,000 for children. But I think the life is based on class too, as well.
Yes, the life is by class.
Right. So for our enrollment team who might see other classes, this is the kind of all others option. And then they have a couple other options, which are the executives get $100,000 and senior executives get $750. But it's not in the guide here. Medical flexible.
Yeah, so the guide isn't. We can't suppress the guide so that only certain people see it. So we had to put the basic benefit in, and then it should show up in the portal if it's something more.
Exactly. Yep. Let's see. Medical FSA, $2,700 contribution. There is a grace period. Okay. And then rates. No dependent care FSA?
No.
Okay.
So the healthcare flex spending, just so you know, this is a brand new benefit. They've never had this before. So it might take some explanation.
Okay.
And the other thing too is I know we have one plan that is a high deductible health plan.
Yes.
We're not really, well, there's no employer HSA contribution.
Right.
And to our knowledge, nobody's really using the HSA portion of that plan.
Okay.
If they wanted to, they could, but they'd have to set it up outside on their own.
On their own. Okay.
So the point I'm trying to make is with the flex spending, we really shouldn't have a need for a limited purpose.
Right.
Because obviously it's only one plan and it's really not being utilized. But if it were to come up, we would need to kind of take that as a one-off.
Gotcha. Deanna, move back up to
figure
the
that out.
FSA if you
Okay.
scroll back up there. So on the FSA, if an employee elects the FSA, do they have to take another step? Oftentimes that's the case where they still have to go fill out a form or take another step besides just doing it in the system. And then the second question is, do they get a debit card, or how does that work? Is it just printing receipts, or what's the process?
I don't believe they'll require another form, Char. I don't know if you can correct me on that.
So our understanding is if they enroll in the flex spending, that the enroller would be, taking their goal amount, $2,000, whatever it is, putting it in there. Then on the back end, when open enrollment closes, we'll extract that data. We'll see who has any type of flex spending election. We can then dump that into what the carrier needs in order to implement that in the middle of December after open enrollment closes. So there's no extra form. And then from there, Christine, correct me if I'm wrong, but we do have a debit card option, correct? I know we should.
Yeah, that's the option that we're going with, yeah.
Okay. So, so the debit card. So in the debit card option, you're going to have copays that are pre-programmed in at the flex vendor. So they'll see office visits and things like that. But if and when it's something like a dental claim, that's $52.12, substantiation will be required. And it's important that the people understand the substantiation process, because if they ignore it and they don't support what that claim was for, then their debit card will be shut off at some point in time, so sooner than later. So they do need to make sure that for anything that is not pre-programmed, like a copay, things that go towards the deductible or odd amounts, that they will get a substantiation request if the vendor needs it.
Okay. And normally with an FSA, we're advising employees to keep their receipts anyway, because you never know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
Deanna, you can move. Okay, yes, rates. Of course, this is in the system. Carrier contact info. Voluntary benefits. So disability, 14.14.6. 60% of weekly earnings. The rates are in the system. It's with Transamerica. Accident plan, obviously paid on a fee schedule, also with Trans. There is a $60 wellness benefit on this. Let's see what else. $1,500 in inpatient hospitalization, and you guys know the rest. The rest is on a fee schedule for the accident plan.
$60 wellness. Is that what it is?
$60, 60.
Okay.
That's it. That's a very nice guide. Yeah, and then these are all the plan documents. I mean, you guys don't really need this, just for quick reference, like I said, but it's the plan documents that support the benefits guide. In fact, now that I know the benefits guide is there, we'll probably drop that in here as well. And then we can toggle over to the system. Any questions from anybody regarding the plans before we go into the system here? Jose, Eric, Alina. Okay.
I think they're muted.
I'm good, Scott. Hey, Scott, this is Jose. I'm good for right now.
Thank you, Jose.
I'm good. No questions. Thank you.
Alina. All right.
Yep, I'm fine as well.
Thank you, Eric. Just jump in anytime if you have a question. So so this is the dashboard. When you go into the system, you guys are very familiar with this. Let's pick a random employee. You want to use a test person? That's fine.
Sure.
Okay, welcome screen. There's the forms library specific to this employee. Personal information loaded from the census. Of course, required.
The email, guys. Yeah, email's required because we do have the confirmation email set up.
Okay, good. Dependents. Did we get dependent info, Deanna?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
Oh.
And you already, you have to reset.
Sorry. Yeah.
You probably have to
that
reset
was
it first.
Yana's. I keep using Yana's test employees. So I'll just have to unlock it. But I know everybody's familiar with Celeric, so
Yeah.
I'll just go into each one separately instead of clicking next and unlock it.
So PPO's on top, HMO's on the bottom. And go ahead and pick an HMO because I want to see the PCP. I wanted to see that link in there. Ah, there it is. Okay, so that one directs you, I'm sure, to that path we just looked at. The one down below there just takes you to UHC.com.
Well, this one here takes you here, and you would have to click there. When you're here, if you click this, it brings up that document.
Oh, I see. Good. Okay. That works.
Perfect. So I just sent over the updated document, so if we could just link it right there and add it to the forms library.
Okay. You got
Sure. Deanna, hit back for me, please. I want to check something. Okay, let's see. The names of these things. So the high deductible plan is BDQN, Plan 3. But it doesn't say it there. Well, it does say it in the description, actually.
It's right here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It says that it is a high deductible. I just want to point that out for the enrollers. It's not that obvious, so Plan 3 is your high deductible plan.
Right, and you'll see that the HSA, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
You see the HSA isn't in the list, guys, so, but if I choose this one,
You're probably going to have to reset it, too.
Oh, that's right. We don't have the HSA built in. That's right. Never mind. Got too many cases going on. Yep. So that's it. We don't have the HSA. So if they do choose that, that's where we'd have to tell them that they would need to open up their own. And it tells you here. See if you'd like to open up an HSA, it's your responsibility to open it and fund it.
Right. So how do you know which plan is which? It has the plan name up top, BDRW, and so on. But there's also a little description of what the deductible is. That's kind of your key to know which plan is which as well.
It also matches the numbers of the benefit summary. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if you see the numbers right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. And if you go into the forms library here, oh no, we didn't put the numbers in there. Okay. The letters. Oh, we do have the letters. See the BDQN? You saw that? BDQN is right here.
Right. It's also on that landing page I made. Okay.
Okay. I'm just going to click on accident next. It has the brochure here and a video here.
Yeah, only one plan here. One plan option.
Yep. Wait a minute, what happened here?
Salary?
This might have been my test employee for the Buona family.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yep, Buona members.
I did different test employees for each one.
So that's something to bring up. So really the system really has all of this built in. But just so you know, all the medical rates, the medical premiums, dental premiums, all of the premiums are paid for in full by the employer for certain job classes. And ladies, just remind me which one that is. I think it's Buona Family, which is what we're on right now.
Yeah, Buona Family and Buona Members.
Okay, so Buona Family and Buona Members, you'll see there's no cost involved. I mean, they still need to go through the enrollment. Okay. I mean, why they wouldn't enroll in it is beyond me, but hey, they're going to enroll in it, and all the premiums are paid for by the company.
And that's for accident and disability?
Yes.
I was wondering why there was no cost on accident also. So on the disability, Are they getting the highest amount, the 60% max? Because it doesn't show it. Benefit amount listed?
I would believe it's the highest amount, yes.
It's not even giving me a benefit amount, though. So I need to do something with it. There's an issue.
But on that note, I'm sorry, is it the disability that limits to 60% of the income? So that may have been why we didn't kind of preset the max amount on those, assuming that it would only go up to, based on 60% of their salary.
Right. We should still be seeing a benefit amount here, even though there's no cost, because it looked like it was enrolling them in the minimum, which is $300. So there's a problem with it. That there's something. I guess when Davey did the see the benefit $300, when he did changed it to being zero cost to the employee, because we didn't have that set up originally properly. We didn't specify the benefit amount. So.
Hey, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm a little bit behind. Let me just clarify. So for all of the Buona family members, is the company paying for the disability?
Yes.
Okay, that's going to pose a taxability issue, isn't that? Because the way that this is structured is that this is voluntary, which means it should be a post-tax deduction, which means the benefit is non-taxable. So if Buona is paying for this benefit, then I would think it changes something at trans.
That's a good point.
I don't think that the company, I don't know, it's not designed to do that, Christine. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't bonus somebody back, meaning if they pay $52 for it, or, whatever it is, it might not be that much, but whatever they pay, so the difference is this: when somebody pays out of their pocket for a benefit, the benefit that they receive is non-taxable. So if it's 60% to X, X is not taxable. Whereas when the company is paying for it, then the 60% to X, the X is then taxed. So it's really about 40% of somebody's pay. So with voluntary products, we don't really ever set them up as a pre-tax deduction. Because they're meant to be post-tax, and they're meant to be paid by the employee, and it's to their benefit. Now, if my premium over the course of the year is $300 or $400, the company could basically deduct that from my paycheck and then bonus me back the same $400 so that I'm whole, and that's really the way you get around it. Say that again?
All right, Deanna, so on that accident and disability, if those amounts can be plugged in there, we'll take care of the rest on our side.
So just make an employee paid, in other words?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about, then you can do whatever you want on the back end. We don't need to know about it. But then, it's much more clean.
Okay, you got it. So dental, you've got the couple of little options here. It tells you that a PCP is required. Takes you here. You have to put something. See, I'm a different class. I'm getting 750.
Senior executives.
Mm-hmm.
And they also get spouse life, 10,000.
Right, that's on the next screen.
Gotcha. Now they need an EOI?
They do. My understanding is they do if they're a late entry. Now
yeah, oops, sorry.
No, you go.
On these, like the ones that are family, Bona family and Bona member, they're already in the life. So because they're already in there, I don't know that they're not going to need EOI right at this point. It would mainly affect new enrollees.
Let me ask you a question. This is Scott. So it's employer paid here. Is it voluntary for all others, or is it still employer paid?
The life insurance is not employer paid for any of the other employees.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like for
So it's set up, Scott, as group term.
Yeah.
But it's technically voluntary. But they don't get the ability to choose different amounts. It's a flat amount on the spouse and
I understand.
Kids.
So it's in this instance, this senior executive person, it's basically a company paid basic life in that example, but for all other employees, it's like a supplemental or voluntary term life where a late entry will need an EOI, and it is a voluntary product, so they have to contribute.
Correct.
And it gives you good instructions here on how to get an EOI there as well. Okay. Beneficiary.
And it just explains to you right here that it's 10,000 for the spouse, 5,000 for each child, 6 months or older, and for less than 6 months, 1,000.
Okay. And is there ever a late entrant on the dependent life if I'm an all others employee?
Honestly, while I've been here, I haven't had any.
No EOI then for dependents. Okay.
For the FSA here, you do elections either per pay or per year and click calculate.
The 25 deductions, is that correct?
Well, 26 deductions, but we went back and forth on this, and I think we're good with it, right? The thing is the way the payroll calendar is set up, the first deduction date is not till the 18th of January, I believe, so it only is calculating 25 deductions for 2019.
Okay.
That's correct, yeah.
That's it.
Confirmation, signature. And they'll get it.
So while we were on the phone,
yes.
Sorry, when we were on the phone, we sent, Deanna, we sent you like 3 or 4 different documents to post. So
okay.
just so you know, they're coming fast and furious for you.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay. So we covered all of the benefits in pretty good detail. We covered the system in detail here. Our team is very familiar with how to navigate the platform. Anything else from anyone?
Nothing popping out on at us right now on the bonus side.
Okay.
Everything looks good.
Okay, good. Shariana?
I think we're good once we
I'm
get
here.
those documents updated.
Okay. All right, so I saw a couple of system tweaks Deanna's going to take care of. We're outstanding a couple of documents that are have already been sent, and I'll update the team with that. And otherwise, thank you all for joining today. For the enrollment team, I've recorded this, and I'll send this to you later, the link to you for reference. And
Hey, can I ask one other quick question? I'm sorry. This is Shar. So when you, let's say an enroller is talking to somebody and there's a question that comes up that can't be answered, what is your process? Does it go into a log and then you reach out to us, or how does that work?
So the enrollment team always comes to me first. So they'll usually email me the employee's name and what the situation is. I run it through Deanna, who runs it back to you. So if I can't,
perfect. I'm around.
We have, then Deanna is closer to the case than I am. If she can't answer it, then she'll pass it to you. But we try to work it that way.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. I will be looking for those emails if any happen to come up. Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. For Jose, Eric, and Alina, we have there is an online scheduler here. There is right now just one appointment made for tomorrow, but we'll keep an eye on that, and if it fills up or whatever it might be, we'll keep you informed. All right. Thanks everyone for joining. We really appreciate it.
All right. Thanks everyone.
Look forward to a great
Thank you.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Thanks. Have a good day.
Bye bye.
Thank you.